Hi everyone, I'm here planning for the week of March 18th in my classic sized Happy Planner. This is the Coastal Happy Planner. And this week I'm going to be using a Nikki Plus Three kit, and this is her Little Things kit. I think that this is absolutely a perfect kit for March. It has some beautiful greens and yellows, and this is actually my first foiled kit that I've ever used, so I'm super excited about it, and I think it just looks absolutely gorgeous. You can see all the different sheets here, and you get tons of different stickers. I also really like how, for the most part, they're very, very functional stickers. I don't tend to use a lot of the little deco stickers, so the fact that I don't have a whole page of that is really nice for me because most of the time it's just kind of a wasted page. In planning out this week, I end up using most of the stickers, and I really like it when that happens because I feel like the kits are worth my money when I end up using all of the stickers and I don't have a bunch of stickers left over. Now, these stickers are designed for the Erin Condren, but I love using Erin Condren stickers in the Happy Planner. The smaller full-size boxes actually let me stagger the stickers a little bit more and give me a little bit more usable space. So I really like using Erin Condren kits. There's also a lot more Erin Condren kits out there than Happy Planner kits, I feel like, so it gives me a lot more choices as well. Here I used what is typically the bottom washi to cover up the top. In the Coastal Planner, the dates are so tall that the date covers won't cover the entire thing, so I have to use a little bit of washi also. I think next time I use a Nikki Plus Three kit, I might just try using the thin washi on top of the date covers and see if that will work, because I'd really like to use, I think it's too much of the same pattern at the top. I'd kind of like to use that pattern at the bottom like it's intended. But now I'm putting on the date covers, and these are also beautiful gold foil. And even though it's a very similar pattern, I actually really like the way that it looks in the end. And then I am using that thin strip of washi at the bottom, just so I have a little something down there. Otherwise, sometimes it can look a little too blank. So in this next little bit, I'm trying to figure out what to do next. Again, this is my first Nikki Plus Three kit that I'm using, and I'm also really new to sticker kits in general, so I'm not entirely sure how I want to go about filling in the sidebar. And I end up just covering up the little seashell with one of the foiled hearts, and I'm going to leave that March calendar up there so that I have a quick month at a glance view. And I got tired of looking at the extra little bit of washi sticking out because the Erin Condren boxes have a little bit of space in between. So I decided to trim off the excess bit of that bottom washi and of the top washi also. So I ended up deciding to finish the date covers on the right page. So again, I'm laying down the bottom washi on the top, and it's going to go a little bit across the end of the boxes, so I'm just going to trim it off so that it lines up with the boxes perfectly. And then I'm going to put the date covers on. And that gold foil with the green just really looks gorgeous. It goes really, really well together. Same thing with the bottom washi. I'm going to lay it down and trim off the little excess piece. And here's just a quick look at everything that we have so far. Now, I have heard a lot of different people describe Nikki Plus Three paper as buttery, and being new to sticker kits, I was like, what in the world does that mean? But once I got her kits and I actually got to touch all the stickers, that is really the best way to describe them. They're super silky and smooth and buttery. They are very, very nice and very, very high quality. So here I'm going to go ahead and lay down the top headers, and I like to rotate between the decorative header, to do, and today header. So I'm just going to lay those down along the top, since I know that I will have a header at the top of all of my columns and that I will rotate it. I also like to put the checklist with the to-do header. so you'll see me lay down the checklist with the to-do header at the top also. After that, I like to stagger it. I don't really like to put my headers right on the header line necessarily all the time. Sometimes I will, to make sure that it gets covered up. By the end of the week, you won't see any of those black headers anymore. But I kind of lay down my full boxes and everything and then put my headers in as I see where it's going. So there's the top row of headers. Now I'm doing my weekend banner. And to just kind of frame the weekend banner a little bit, I am using a couple of those pieces of deco. And with the today sticker, I'm gonna put my full boxes, so I'm picking out which full boxes I want to use with those. And I went with this one for that today header, and I'm gonna use the other floral box later that's very similar to that one and kind of face them towards each other, almost like they were a double box at one point. I'm going to go ahead and lay down this to-do checklist so that I can put my today header and then my full box, and I staggered it a little bit so I can use my full box to cover up that header line. And then my header's a little bit crooked, so I want to try and fix it. And again, I stagger it, so I go the decorative header where I might put half boxes and stuff, my to-do header where I have the checklist, and then my today header, I'm gonna have the full box. So since I had that to-do header and the checklist on the top of Tuesday, I knew that today and the full box would come next. And again, I like that staggered look. And then over here, I'm going to use that full box to go with that today header under the weekend banner, and that's going to help frame the weekend banner in a little bit also. I really like all of these wood patterns. I think they're just really, really gorgeous. So here's a slower look at everything we have so far. We still have a couple more full boxes to lay down. Since this checklist is going to be at the bottom, I kind of started at the bottom and worked up, and then I have that big space that I'll be able to fill in with half boxes and everything later. Again, I know that my today header is going to go at the bottom of Thursday there, so I went ahead and put the full box at the bottom and the today header above it. And that's the other box that went with Wednesday to kind of look like a double box. I don't think it was intended to be a double box, but that was kind of my thought in laying it down on Thursday. And then same thing for Sunday. I knew that the today header was going to be last with the full box, but I didn't want it to look exactly like Thursday, so I put it at the top of that bottom box instead of at the bottom. So I don't really have a lot of plans for this week. I'm just trying to fill in some of those big pieces in places that I know I'm going to want them regardless of my plans. That half box I only put there to cover up the black line. And then if I put the whole checklist in, it was going to have that header fall in the middle of the checklist. So instead I trimmed it down and put a piece of washi over the header and just had a 3-bow checklist instead of the full checklist. And I'm just kind of going and filling in the other pieces where I know that they're going to go now that I have some of those other bigger pieces in. For the most part, this is just pre-planning. I never get everything written in for the week before the week. I do a lot of filling in during the week. Every night I sit down with my happy planner and my bullet journal where I do my daily to-do lists, and I look at what I have and what I think is going to be coming up, and if anything else comes up big for the week, I'll add it to my happy planner. So by the end of the week, it will be filled up, but it's definitely not before the week starts. There's a lot of work that I put into it during the week to kind of keep it up to date. I've been putting off the sidebar because I wasn't entirely sure how I wanted to do it. So now that I have everything else laid down that I can think of for the week and that's pretty much set, I'm going to come back and go ahead and do the sidebar. That little asterisk behind the current plans that was there before went up into the month, so I was trying to figure out a way to cover it up, so I used a piece of deco to attempt to cover it up. I don't really like the way that it looks, but I like that better than the blue piece sticking up. I put down a header. This isn't the header that was actually by the weekly list. It is just a regular quarter box that I put there. I keep track of the meals that we eat for dinner in the weekly list. I don't pre-plan it. I just write down what we have so that I can look back later, maybe next week or the week after, to see when was the last time we had chicken or when was the last time we had pork chops, to kind of help with my meal planning. Underneath that, I put down the 2 habit trackers. I think I'm going to keep track of my water and getting up at 5 a.m. I've been working really hard to try and get up earlier. I'm definitely sleeping in too late. And then I put down a full box and a little bit of deco with some washi strips. I'm not super happy with the way that the sidebars turned out. I'm liking it better now that I've written on it and I've added a little bit more deco. But at the time, I really didn't like how it turned out, so I might change the way that I do it in my next Nikki Plus Three kit. I did also pick up her bunny kit for April, and I'm super excited to get to use that for Easter. And I love how you get that full sheet with all the little things on it that are all foiled. So here is my pre-planning for this week using this Nikki Plus Three kit. I'm really excited about it and I absolutely love how it turned out. I can't wait to use it. If you want to see the after the pen shots, make sure and follow me on Instagram, and make sure and hit the like and subscribe button down below if you'd like to see more videos of me planning, mostly with Erin Condren stickers in a happy planner. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.